So I just got back from the Wolverine, the next installment in the seemingly endless X-Men franchise. And based on how crappy X-Men's Origins, Wolverine, turned out to be, I really wasn't too excited about this one. But man was I wrong. This movie is good. I mean, it's really good. So let's jump right into it. If you like the characters of X-Men 2000, the action of X-Men First Class, and the effects of X2, then you will really enjoy this movie. The film begins with a flashback to our favorite muscle-bound mutant, Logan, aka Wolverine, as played by Hugh Jackman. Logan is a prisoner at a World War II Japanese POW camp. But when two American bomber planes are seen flying over Nagasaki, the POW camp is evacuated and the guards prepare for death. All except for one who is not ready to die yet. Fortunately for him, the immortal Logan saves him from the ensuing nuclear blast. A little over half a century later, Logan has given up being the Wolverine as he's plagued by nightmares of killing Jean Grey, still played by Famke Janssen. Logan is only brought back into the world when he is summoned to Tokyo by the now elderly soldier he saved all those years ago. But it turns out to be more than just a dying man's last request, as Logan is dropped into a web of mystery, betrayal, and some good old-fashioned sword-swinging action. So when I first heard the Wolverine would be taking place in Japan, and that at some point Wolverine would be losing his healing powers, I was afraid the filmmakers were going to resort to rewriting everything established about the character in order to shoehorn him into a movie he shouldn't be in. But I was completely wrong. Actually, approaching a Wolverine story from the perspective of Japanese culture was quite insightful, often relating him to a noble samurai with no purpose in life but to fight on seeking a violent death. And having Logan immersed in a country he doesn't understand, now vulnerable to injury, does a good job of raising the stakes. Also, something this film does differently than the other installments in the franchise is that the filmmakers finally got past hammering in the civil rights allegory that has been overly inflated in the previous films. Yes, there are humans that hate and fear mutants, as there are mutants that hate and fear humans, but that's just an element of the plot and not the entire focus. In fact, there was a fine balance of the two sides using one another equally to further their own gains. Maybe it's just personal tastes, but this is a breath of fresh air that the X-Men films needed. And it was good to see Logan doing what he does best, stabbing people with his freaking claws. Even though the movie is PG-13, they don't neuter the over-the-top violence that comes with the character of Wolverine. In a lot of ways, the movie does feel like a callback to the old samurai martial art flicks, complete with plenty of close combat fight scenes. Oh, and there's ninjas. Wolverine fights ninjas. Come on, people, this is gold! The acting is good all around, save for a few moments that got dangerously close to X-Men's Origin level of crappy dialogue. And Svetlana Kachekiewicz's character, Viper, was a fairly poorly written stock villainess. Seriously, the writer stopped just short of having her twisting her handlebar mustache and laughing maniacally. I mean, we're talking Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy levels of campy here, folks.
Sorry, my vines have a crush on you.
But hey, they make up for it all with a knife fight on top of a speeding bullet train. All in all, I would have to say the Wolverine did succeed at rekindling my interest in the franchise and showing that they can still do good stories in the X-Men universe. Oh, and most importantly, stay through the credits, folks. I've seen some sequel baiting in my time, but this has to be one of the best. Here's hoping the X-Men franchise only gets better. That's it for me for now. Until next time, I'm Darren with Movie to Blender.